U.S. Senators Jerry Moran of Kansas, Deb Fischer of Nebraska, and Tammy Duckworth of Illinois reintroduced the nationwide Consumer and Fuel Retailer Choice Act of 2025 to allow the year-round nationwide sale of E15. The senators were also joined by 13 other senators, including Roger Marshall of Kansas and Pete Ricketts of Nebraska, and U.S. Representatives Adrian Smith of Nebraska and Angie Craig of Minnesota, who introduced companion legislation in the House. Senator Moran said diversifying the energy market, particularly the fuel supply, is beneficial for our country. And by allowing E15 to be sold year-round, it will provide farmers and ethanol producers with new markets to sell biofuels made from corn and sorghum, while providing consumers with more options at the pump. Josh Rose, CEO of the Kansas Corn Growers Association, stated that Kansas farmers are appreciative of Senator Moran's efforts in leveling the playing field for ethanol by removing unnecessary limits for the sale of E15 fuel to benefit consumers, farmers, and the Kansas economy. He said the legislation will ensure consumers across Kansas and the United States will have year-round access to this cleaner, higher-octane, lower-priced fuel. And nationwide, consumer access to E15 will save drivers money at the pump while boosting the farm economy. The legislation is also supported by the American Petroleum Institute, the Renewable Fuel Association, Growth Energy, the National Corn Growers Association, the National Farmer Union, and the National Association of Convenience Stores. Last month, President Trump took steps to make E15 available year-round through his executive order declaring a national energy emergency. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment wants to remind Kansans that March and April are when large areas of the state's rangelands are burned, especially within the Flint Hills. Prescribed fire is a tool used by landowners and managers to help preserve the tall grass prairie ecosystem, control invasive species, reduce woody encroachment from species such as eastern red cedar, and provide better forage for cattle, along with reducing the risk of wildfires and effectively managing rangeland resources. Smoke from the burns can influence the air quality of downwind areas, so the use of smoke management techniques is vital to reduce the air quality and health impacts. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment will activate the Kansas Smoke Modeling Tool in early March, prior to widespread burning in the Flint Hills, as the computer models use fire data and current weather conditions to predict the potential contribution of smoke and air quality impacts to downwind areas. There are approximately 2.2 million acres burned on average in the Flint Hills of Kansas and Oklahoma each year. Prescribed burns release large amounts of particulate matter and other pollutants that can form ground-level ozone, and particulate matter and ozone can cause health problems even in healthy individuals. Common health problems include burning eyes, runny nose, coughing, and illnesses such as bronchitis. People with respiratory conditions, cardiovascular disease, children, and elderly are more vulnerable to experience symptoms. Steps to protect your health on days when smoke is present in your community include that vulnerable people should remain indoors, keep indoor air clean by closing windows and doors and running air conditioners, stay hydrated by drinking lots of water, and contact your doctor if you have symptoms such as chest pain, chest tightness, shortness of breath. And for more information about the prescribed burning in the Flint Hills, the Flint Hills Smoke Management Plan, the April burn restrictions, and the smoke modeling tool, you can visit the Kansas Flint Hills Management website at ksfire.org.